Everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And have you ever thought about how hindsight is 2020? And then thought about how you can tie that to a podcast? Nah, I never thought about it either. But guess what? My two buddies have. And today we're going to talk about launching podcasts. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
Emmett, do you want to play with me? Yeah, I can't play right now. I'm doing show notes.
I'm sure you heard that intro and said, that's even strange for you, Tigo. Yeah, it is. But my buddy Ron Cool and Cory Carter are here, and they're the Hindsight hackers. And how else do you introduce them than talk about hindsight? Hey, y'all, you out there?
What is going on?
What is up?
What's happening? What's happening? I did the corniest intro I could possibly come up with you guys. We'll probably redo it.
It's all good. I was just happy that it's not just me that does things like that. So it's good.
Yeah.
Corny is better. Have fun, relax, right? Like that's the name of the game with doing any of these, right? Like if you can't have fun, then don't do it.
Right.
Exactly. And let's talk about what this is all about. Hindsight hacking, 2020, all that good stuff. But you guys are actually, experts at this thing we call podcasting and all that good stuff. Let's talk about a little bit about what is Hindsight Hackers.
Well, Hindsight Hacking, our podcast, we launched January 1st, 2020. And obviously hindsight's 2020, right? Like, so we just had to play with that. And it's been such a joy. And we've got over 300 episodes, and we are able to ask our guests and find out their hindsight on different things and tasks and tribulations and everything that they've had through their businesses and their careers. And it's just like podcasting. If anybody ever says, should I have a podcast? I will say yes. I don't care what else you got going on. I believe fully in the power of podcasting, and hindsight hacking was our avenue and our path for our own.
Yeah.
So is there any field out there that should not have a podcast? Like my orthodontist asked me the other day, not too long ago, about having a podcast. And I was like, of course, people want to know about Invisaligns and all these new technologies. I mean, his office is like the most high-tech place I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, of course you should have that. We should do it right here in your office so they can see all these cool gadgets and stuff. Was there any field out there, Ron, that you shouldn't have a podcast in?
If you're dead, you should probably not worry about it. That's it.
Now y'all know why I'm so corny, because these guys are so funny. Okay.
Yeah, literally, we have a client that is a dentist, so it was funny that you brought that up. And it's truly about just getting your message out there. And whatever your message is, everyone has a message. Everybody has something that they're selling, doing, repping, whatever it is. You want to be where your customers are. And study shows over and over and over again, podcasting is where people have the longest attention spans over everything, because you're working out for how long? Not 2 minutes, probably a half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
Unless for me it's 10, then we're good. But it's an episode, right? You're listening to an episode of something, usually 9 times out of 10 when you're working out.
Well, if they're listening to 9 at 9, if they're doing a 30-minute workout, man, they're listening to almost my whole season. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's why I only do 10 minutes, because I got to get set up, listen to your show, and then I'm done. Right?
There you go. That's it. That's what it's about. Okay, so for the people that are listening right now or watching and they're going, I want to do it. I think I want to do it. I don't know what to do. How do they know how to launch their podcast? When should they start it? What subject matter? All that good stuff.
Well, anybody can find free resources, find YouTube, and you can. So if money is the option, the obstacle, there's a way to find out how to do it for free, right?
Right.
Like there's definitely, it just better done is better than perfect, right? Like just there's a way to figure it out. If you're passionate about something, if you have a business about something, you have a subject, right? Like if your business is about a dentist or a chiropractor or whatever, like they have the subject, and that's easy to figure out what to talk about. Or if you truly want to launch with a strong audience, if you truly want to launch with a strong initial, like hit the charts on Apple and do that kind of fun stuff, then you can hire somebody to help walk you through the right steps to take to do that, whether it be utilizing others and guests on your show, or when you're going to actually utilize the actual stuff that you're talking about specifically for your own show, because it's definitely important to do both, be the expert on your own show. And yeah, so there's so many resources out there. There's tons of people that will help you coach you through the process, or you can hire someone like us that will actually do all the technical stuff too, which create the graphics, do the show editing. So we'll coach you through the process, walk people through step by step what they need, always hit the charts, and then then they also don't even have to worry about knowing how to publish it, because we will take care of that stuff for them.
So Ron, how often should somebody just getting into the game of podcasting, how often should they be producing an episode? Weekly, monthly, daily, once a year, right before death? How often?
Weekly. Do not do more than a week episode. Don't try to do it every day. I don't care what you're doing right now in your life. Cory and I have done shows daily. You have to think of it differently. We did it daily just to do it. But if you have a company and you're trying to do something in a year, will you be able to maintain this crazy daily thing? The answer is no. Do it weekly, batch a bunch of things, get ahead of yourself so you can take vacations and not worry about stuff. Stay consistent about a weekly publishing schedule. That is it. You don't need more.
Great.
And
now
then once
you
you're
that.
ready, I was just saying, then once you're ready, then you can go to 5 days a week. Then you can go to twice a week, whatever it is. But get consistent once a week, first and foremost, before you ever worry about other things. Because too often people try to launch with twice a week or 3 times a week, and then 3 months later, it's too hard, and then they quit or whatever it is.
I need a break.
3 months. I mean, I've seen some episodes, they've gotten 3 episodes, and it's like you contact them and say, "Where's your show, man? Where's your show?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, my mic broke like 3 months ago, and I mean to order a new one, but I haven't gotten around to it." That kind of stuff. It's like, really? How are you going to get out there? So when they start, where do they start? Do you recommend them starting with like one platform, like maybe Apple Music or Amazon Music or something, or should they just like hit across the board?
No. Start with Apple. Worry about Apple. Apple is the one that everyone looks at for charts. That's the one that's important. 2 weeks after, you can filter out to everywhere else, but really focus on Apple and launching on Apple and doing that the right way.
So what about finding guests? Because I know that, people, the first thing they're saying is, well, yeah, I could buy the equipment. I'm not worried about that. I'm not scared of being on the air. But who do I talk to? How do I get guests? That I don't know what to talk about. My puppy can't talk.
Yeah, I mean, definitely it should be, again, whatever your show is about. If you've got a profession of dentists, then there's a million other dentists or hygienists or people that are actually going to the dentist. Every one of those 3 categories are going to be a good guest. So as a dentist, your people are endless with who you could bring on. And we do teach through our program different ways to monetize the show right from the start. And so we'll get a little trickier and specific on who those guests are that are coming on your show. But ultimately, yeah, we hear that all the time. Like, who would want to be on my show? Why would they want to be on my show? And I tell you, since Ron and I started day one, we have never had somebody turn us down. We've had people not respond, but not once has somebody turned us down. So, the relationships that you can build with people that you see as leaders in your field, or as you idolize for some whatever reason or way, like you can start and build a relationship with them because you have a podcast and you're able to find a way to get these people in front of you, in front of your audience.
Yeah, same here. We've had people not respond. We've actually had people that didn't respond. A year later, they reached out to me and said, you asked me to be on the show like a year ago, and I was really busy. No, you weren't. You just thought, what the heck is that? And then you saw it. And then they came back and said, hey, how do I get on? What do I have to do? Blah, 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 blah. So I know that Alan, there it is. There's that 2-minute warning. I knew it was coming. I know that Alan's going to do that 2-minute warning. So for those people that are out there that said, okay, I've already started, I've been sporadic, I've put it out, sometimes it's every Thursday, I miss sometimes, I haven't been on for a month, what do I do? Is it too late for me now for the charts and all that? Have I missed out?
No, we do relaunches for people. We have a very specific way of doing it. We had one client that had, when they launched, they ended up number 11, and they were around for 3 or 4 years, Cory? 15 downloads or something crazy.
Yeah, we had once one that hit number 8 in marketing in the US.
Yeah, and that was the one that already hit the first time, right?
Yeah.
And then we relaunched it, and they hit higher than the first time.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's
so
never
if people want to reach out to you and be a part of the Hindsight Hackers, what do they do? How do they get in touch with you?
Call Cory.
Yeah, they can, find us on any social channels. If you're truly wanting to launch or relaunch a podcast, head on over to profitswithpodcast.com. That kind of walks through a few things that's in our program. But definitely, let's just connect on some kind of social platform and then get on a Zoom call, and have conversation. Ron and I, if somebody just has questions, if somebody already has a podcast and they want to pick our brain for 30 minutes, we're not charging people for that. We want people to be successful in the podcast field. And so, yeah, we're happy to answer any questions and help out with what people got going on.
Yep. We've helped tons of people that way. So
that's awesome. Well, I thank you guys for hanging out this month. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about next month. And maybe my intro will be better. Anyway, but you guys are the best. You are awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us, Tigo. It's an honor to be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always awesome to have you guys on. It's been too long. Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll come back next time. If you missed the website, you know what to do. Go to tigodirect.com, type in Ron, type in cool, type in podcast. One of them are coming up. Reach out to them and they'll reply back. I guarantee you they'll reply back. If they don't, send me a message. I'll get to them. No worries. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.